Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to Sports Today. So it's the middle of the week, but with Friday coming, obviously, IPL fever is very much touching a fever pitch at this point. A lot of people are excited. A lot of people are, of course, talking about team combinations and the like. One team who would very much, in fact, be worried about how it is their team combinations look are the Mumbai Indians. Why? Because without the availability of one Jasprit Bumrah, there is a lot of talk about who exactly could fill that hole. And addressing a press conference just earlier today, skipper Rohit Sharma did say that we will be, talking about a Bumrah replacement, and you'll get to know about the same in 1 or 2 days' time. So keep an eye out for that. We could very well know who it is that will be replacing Bumrah for this particular season of the IPL. Of course, as I said, Bumrah is one of those players very hard to replace, unique skill set, probably arguably one of the best in the world at what he does. And how do you find someone who can just that effortlessly replace him? We don't know, but what we know is that Mumbai's bowling lineup, particularly in the Indian side of things, does need a little bit of work because they're very threadbare. In fact, them being as threadbare as they are did open the opportunity to, in this very press conference, one person asking about certain someone making their debut. That certain someone being Arjun Tendulkar. Now, of course, Tendulkar Jr. has been with the franchise for a while, yet to make his debut. But Rohit Sharma did have a positive update regarding Tendulkar being able to play this year. He said that hopefully it does look likely that he will be getting some game time. So, if you have been curious to see what exactly it is that Arjun Tendulkar brings to the table, could very well be getting to see that in the IPL this season. Of course, it is worth noting that Tendulkar, aside from being a left-arm pacer, is more than handy with the bat. He's proven that on a few occasions in domestic cricket as well. So if he does get to make his debut, definitely would be very, very, very interesting. Now, speaking of IPL news, Riyan Parag, who will of course be turning out for the Rajasthan Royals, has lavished praise on Mahendra Singh Dhoni, saying that, what Dhoni has done for the art of finishing, it's incomparable. No one else can actually compare to him. And the reason he was, of course, talking about this is because Parag for the Rajasthan Royals will be expected to play a very similar role. In fact, if you'd seen our video on Rajasthan Royals playing 11, you realize that we put, Parag right down there at the number 6 spot, because that is more often than not where he'll be coming into bat. And of course, the comparisons are inevitable given that Parag's father has, of course, played alongside MS Dhoni. Parag, for his part, though, well, he should of course be focused on carving out his own niche, but being able to ape a finisher like Dhoni, not the worst way to actually get your career off the ground. Switching our focus now from the world of cricket to the world of football, and Lionel Messi, this man, once again the star of the show, as Argentina absolutely thrashed Morocco 7-0 in a FIFA World Friendly. Now, of course, Morocco, worth noting that not exactly the best or the biggest of opposition, but such has been the way that the international calendar is structured now. The South American nations aren't always playing top European opposition, and Messi's hat-trick means that he, of course, became the first Argentine player to surpass the mark of 100 goals for the national team. As I said earlier, when Messi had gotten to 800 goals, career goals that is, that despite the fact that both him and Ronaldo are in the twilights of their career, they stay breaking records, they continue to notch up new feats. And truth be told, at this point, all I will say is, regardless of which side of the fence you are, just enjoy it, because we don't really know how long it'll be lasting. Speaking of records, Kevin De Bruyne was the star for Belgium, as Belgium ended up beating Germany 3-2 in an international game. And why did I say De Bruyne was the star? Because he scored 1 goal and assisted the other 2. And it's a historic match, or a historic win for Belgium in many ways, given that this was the first time that the Belgium team has beaten a German team in any form of a competitive football game since 1954. You heard that right. 1954 was the last time that the Belgian team had actually gotten a victory over the Germans. Since then, as far as rivalries go, this has been a very one-sided one, but a massive boost for the Belgians regardless. Sticking on with more football news, and Scott McTominay, who of course plays for Manchester United, was the star as Scotland ended up registering a 2-0 win in their UEFA Euro qualifier. And given that, of course, McTominay this season hasn't exactly been a regular in the Manchester United playing 11 with the arrivals of the likes of Casemiro and Eriksen. However, with no Casemiro there for a while, of course, don't forget he's serving a suspension. McTominay's form comes at probably the best time. Could very well see him being, considered for selection once league football resumes this weekend. Will it happen? We don't really know. But again, United also are in desperate need of midfield options, and McTominay might very well be that one. Would be the easiest for them to just promote into the starting 11 right here and right now. Switching our focus now to the world of tennis, and this man, Carlos Alcaraz, is through to the quarterfinals of the Miami Masters. Don't forget, he's the defending champion at Miami. He had won the title last year, and at this point, he looks primed to actually retain the title, but quarterfinals still a long way to go. He got there by defeating Tommy Paul in straight sets, and he did something rather interesting after the match. In fact, we'll have a separate small video out on that shortly. Keep your eyes peeled for that. And of course, we're ending with some Olympic related news, and this Olympic related news pertains to athletes from Russia and Belarus. Now, we know that there's been a lot of problems for athletes from those countries ever since the war in Ukraine has started, and the IOC's recommendation for now is that athletes from both Russia and Belarus should be allowed to compete, but under a neutral flag. And this, though, is only applicable to individual athletes. It's not applicable to teams. Teams may very well still be not allowed to participate. And it is worth noting that none of this pertains to the Olympics or Paris Olympics as of yet, because a decision for that, the IOC have said, will be taken in due course. So we could very well see a case with Russian and Belarusian athletes competing under a neutral flag. And of course, there's a caveat there, because if any of these athletes show any form of support for the war in Ukraine, they will be barred, period. However, if you have no sentiments which are pro-war in Ukraine, and you happen to be from either Russia or Belarus, to be allowed to compete under a neutral flag. And that's it from us from this edition of the Morning Wrap with Sports Today. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you enjoy our work, please don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, tap that notifications bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and last but not least, don't forget to download the SportsTech app. Also, if you're already on the channel, go ahead and check out some other videos that we've uploaded. There were a lot of them done yesterday, and we'll be continuously bringing you more and more content from the world of sport. For now, though, from my side, goodbye.